Hey guys, welcome back to Mindset Managed and welcome back to the Confidence Building Challenge. Today we're talking about decision making. I've done a whole podcast episode about decision making, so go check that out. But I wanted to talk about how your ability to make decisions directly correlates with your level of confidence. So let me explain. If you make decisions quickly with certainty, then that means that you are confident in yourself, in your choices, and your ability to make a good decision. But if you take a long time to make decisions, if you ask a million different people for their input about decisions, and if you're still doubtful about a decision even after it's been made, then that is obviously a sign that you lack confidence in yourself, your choices, and your ability to make good decisions. So today I wanted to talk about how you need to, one, train your decision making muscle, and two, be more sure of your ability to make good decisions. So firstly, let me just say, with any decision that we make, it's not life or death. I mean, obviously, if you have to pick a poisonous bottle between three different choices and then you make a decision and one of them has poison inside, then that's a life or death decision. But most of them are not life or death. Say you are picking between two jobs. If you pick the one job and you're not happy with it and it's actually that other job would have been better, then that doesn't mean that you're going to die or the world is going to end. It just means that you made a bad decision. It's okay. You can rectify that decision, right? Maybe that other job is not going to be there, but you can still change jobs to a better one in the future. So I think that firstly, we need to take that pressure off ourselves, take the pressure off the situation and realize that it's not fatal if we make a bad decision. The next thing is to realize that just because you've made a bad decision in the past or you've made a bad decision in this moment, that doesn't mean that you are bad. It doesn't mean that you should lack confidence, that you, I am not good enough. Take the I am statements out of it. It's not that you are not good enough. It's not that you are a mistake or a failure. It just means that you made a bad decision, which is okay because that means that you can also make a good decision. It's just about a choice. It's just about an action, and it's not that big of a deal. And like I say, you can go back and make a better decision later. But take the I am statements out of it. Stop saying that you are so bad because you made a bad decision. So how do we make better decisions? How do we become more confident in our decision making? Firstly, stop asking for so much advice. Yes, in some situations it's good to get outside information, but you need to realize that ultimately whatever you choose to do in your life is going to come down to consequences that only you have to face more often than not. So if you are asking for all this advice from other people, they're only speaking from what they would do in that situation or what they think that you should do, but only you feel the consequences of that. So you must ultimately be the last speaker about what happens. You should know that only I can know how I feel from what I've been through and what I truly want. So seeking outside validation or outside advice isn't really good in that process. Next thing to do is to avoid decision fatigue. So this means simplifying your life and making things easier so that you don't have to make so many decisions in one day. If you are somebody who's making a million decisions in one day, that means that your decision making muscle is becoming weaker and weaker with every decision that you make. You're feeling decision fatigue, which means that you have been exhausted through the amount of decisions that you have to make. So you're making a decision on what outfit you're going to wear in the morning. You're going to make a decision on what podcast to listen to on the way to the work. You're going to make the decision of what to eat for lunch, what to eat for breakfast, what to eat for dinner. You're making so many decisions in one day that you just don't have to make. So instead, you can avoid this by one, planning beforehand, so knowing what outfit you're going to work the day before, having a plan for your day that you write the day before, having a meal prep or having an idea at least exactly of what you're going to eat that day, having little things like that, being prepared for the day before it happens. So then therefore the day flows much easier because you already know what you're going to do. The next thing is to also have habits. Like if you have a habit of listening to a certain podcast every time you go for a walk, or you have a habit of eating certain things on certain days, of routine, then that helps you to make less decisions because you're just doing it instinctually, and that leaves so much more mental capacity to make decisions later on that are actually important and actually need your attention. The next thing to do is to get clear on what you actually want from life. So when it comes to big life decisions, you need to know your purpose. You need to know your passions. You need to know your intentions. So when it comes to what job you should do, for example, you need to ask yourself, okay, so what am I actually looking for in my career? Does this job or that job fulfill that? Who do I actually want to become? What do I want my life to look like? When you get clear on those things, you'll know your purpose, you'll know your passions, you'll know your intentions, and you'll have like a mission statement, if you want, for who you want to be and what you want to do. And therefore, you can take any jobs, any people, any like relationship-wise, or books, or hobbies, or any decisions can go through that filter of what you know that you want. And if that thing does not line up, is not aligned with what you want and who you want to be and what you want to manifest for yourself, then you know that you shouldn't do that thing, and trust that something else will come along that will better align with what you want and who you want to be and what your intentions are, right? So firstly, get clear on that. Write out a mission statement. Like I literally have a mission statement, like a North Star, and I tell myself that anything that I choose to do or what I allow into my life needs to align at least a little bit with what I want to manifest and my intentions for this year or 5 years or 10 years or my entire grand scheme of my life, right? And the last thing that I'll talk about is intuitive decisions. So when it comes to something that you have to make a decision, perhaps in the moment you don't have much time to go through the filter and think about it deeply. Instead, just think about it with your gut. Just like, okay, so what does my gut want? What was your instinctual first reaction to the decision that you had to make? So take it as something as simply like whether to wear this dress or that dress. Instinctually, there's probably one that you really wanted to wear, but then you started thinking, oh, well, maybe I should wear that one for this reason and that reason. Like, we start to think about it too logically, too intellectually, or we start to think about it like with our emotions and like, oh, what if I don't look as good as this person? Like, that's an emotional decision. Instead, take that away and just say, okay, my intuition, my gut instinct, my spiritual calling, whatever you want to call it, ultimately, instinctually, I wanted to wear this dress, so I'm just going to wear that one. That is how we make faster decisions. And of course, with something like a dress, it's not that big of a deal. It's not a big deal at all. It's not going to end the world if you wear that dress instead of that one. So just go with that fast decision making, and the more fast decisions that we make, the better that we'll be at making decisions, for one, but also the more in tune with our intuition we will be. And so that muscle, that intuitive muscle, will be used more often, and it will call to you more often and help you to make decisions better, faster, and more in line with what you actually want. At the end of the day, decision making is a practice. It is a muscle. You have to keep going. You have to keep practicing. So keep making the faster decisions a part of your daily routine. Keep trying to simplify your life so that things are easier and that your decision making muscle is used for the bigger decisions that you need to make, and to realize that you can rectify a bad decision. That doesn't mean you are a bad person, and that you should have confidence in your decision making, and that it's not the end of the world if you need to fix it later. Stop overthinking it, basically, and let it be into this big thing that it doesn't need to be. We are our choices, that is true. But we also get to choose to do things differently next time if we need to, and that's okay too. So thanks for listening, guys. I hope that's inspired some action towards better decision making, and here's today's challenge. Hi guys, so today's challenge, should you choose to accept it, is to make decisions faster and better. So this means following your gut. This means eliminating the amount of decisions that you need to even make in a day. This means just being quick with any decision that you have to make today. Okay guys? Because making better decisions means you are more confident in your decisions. So consider that your challenge for today, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye.